Hello everyone, thank you for joining me today for this Feel Good Yoga Flow class. For the next 30 minutes, we are going to move our bodies so that we feel good. And I want you to keep in mind as you're moving through the poses that if you are feeling uncomfortable or it's too much of a stretch and it's starting to hurt or it just feels awkward, I want you to modify it, and I'll provide modifications throughout the class. I want you to feel good as you're moving through the poses. So if you're feeling uncomfortable in any way, change it, listen to your body, what it's trying to tell you, and it'll be a great class. So we're going to start today seated, and we're just going to take a moment to connect with our breath. You can close your eyes if you'd like, you don't have to. But just take the next minute just to really bring your attention to your breath without changing it in any way. And think about what you would like from your practice today. How do you want to feel? What do you need today from this practice? Setting your intention so that this practice helps you achieve what you need and what you feel that your mind and body needs. Opening your eyes, we're going to take some nice side stretches here. So bringing your right arm, your right hand onto the mat, lifting up your left arm up to the sky. Exhale, bending it over to the side, getting that nice side stretch here. Inhale back to center, bringing your right arm up to the sky. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, bending over to the left. Coming back to center and dropping your hands. One more time on both sides. Inhale your left arm up. Exhale, side bend. Nice fluid movements here, kind of like you're doing a dance. Exhale back to center and dropping your hands. We're going to take some forward fold stretches here. So bringing your hands and walking them out slowly, slowly, slowly until you feel a nice stretch in your outer hip area. And just breathe into that stretch, really expanding your hips, but also making sure that your hips are grounded. So we don't want to lift them off the mat. We want to stay grounded into the earth beneath us. Taking your hands now and walking them over to the left-hand side, just to stretch out that whole right side of our body. Bringing your hands, walking them back to center, and walking them all the way over to the right side. Feeling that nice stretch in that outer hip area all along your right side of your body. Sorry, your left side of your body. My mistake. Coming back to center, slowly walk yourself back up to a seated position. Bringing ourselves over to a tabletop position. Our knees are just under our hips. Our wrists are just under our shoulders. We're going to take an inhale. Push your hips back into a child's pose, extending your arms out in front of you. Inhale, bring yourself back up to a tabletop position. Exhale, push those hips back into a child's pose. Nice fluid movements here, coming back to center, tabletop. Exhale, push those hips back into a child's pose. Inhale back to a tabletop position. Extending your legs out behind you into a plank, making sure that your neck is in line with your spine. We're going to take a nice vinyasa flow here. Start to lower yourself down slowly, slowly, slowly. Bring your elbows at a 90 degree. Bring yourself all the way down to the mat. Releasing those back toes. Start to lift your chest up into a baby cobra. Exhale, bring it back down. Tuck those back toes under, pushing those hips back into downward facing dog. Now we're going to keep our knees here very generously bent. It's our first downward dog of the class. So we're just going to pedal it out. We're going to get our bodies moving, stretching out those legs, those calf muscles, those thigh muscles. And just concentrate on what it is that your body needs in this position. So if pedaling it out feels good to you, continue doing that. Or you can do hip circles if you need more movement in your hips. If you need more stretch in your calves, maybe you lift your calves up and lower them down. Just listen to what your body needs right now. Walking your feet up to the top of the mat into a forward fold. And just keeping your knees nice and generously bent here, letting your head relax. Maybe you clasp your elbows and sway side to side. Releasing your hands, start to slowly roll yourself up, back to standing, into mountain pose. Inhale, take a deep inhale, bring your hands up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold, hinging at your hips. Inhale, find your halfway lift. Your spine is straight. Your hands can be on your shins here or on your upper thigh as long as your spine is straight. Exhale, dropping your hands down. Extending your feet back behind you. We're going to take another vinyasa flow here. Start to shift your weight forward, slightly rolling onto your toes. Exhale, start to lower yourself down at a 90-degree angle. Maybe this time you take an upward facing dog, or you can just do your baby cobra, completely up to you. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up to the sky into a three-legged dog. Exhale, bringing it in between your two hands, dropping that back knee down onto the mat, making sure that your knee is in line with your ankle. And just try to get yourself steady here. Once you have your balance, we're going to use our core muscles to lift our hands up to the sky. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, we're going to twist over to the left. Inhale, back to center, extending those hands up to the sky. Exhale, twisting over to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale, twisting over to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale, extending it over to the right. Inhale, back to center. Bringing your hands back onto the mat. And straightening out that front leg, pushing your hips back. And flexing that left foot. So you're really thinking about those hips are being pushed back. The whole back of your leg, the calves, your upper thighs are being stretched. Your foot is flexed to get a deeper stretch. Your chest is resting onto your left thigh. Inhale, start to drop that back foot, so not your back foot, your front foot, so that it's flat onto the mat. Tucking that back toe under and lifting that back leg. Bring it slightly closer to your left foot. And now we're going to straighten that left leg, pushing that hip back into a pyramid pose. Inhale, exhale, try to bring your chest closer to that thigh. With each exhale, thinking about stretching a little bit more, really using your breath to help you move through the movement. Inhale, start to bend that front knee, lifting yourself up, using your core, so lifting your hands up to the sky into a crescent lunge. You're strong and steady here. That back leg is supporting you. Your front foot is supporting you. Your hands are extended up to the sky. Take a look at both of your hands, bringing your palms together, making sure you have your balance here. Inhale, exhale, twist it to the outside of your left knee. Again, just really focus on your balance here and your breathing. Enjoying that twist. Dropping your hands down onto the mat. Extending your left arm, your hand up to the sky. Really opening up that chest here. Maybe you bring your gaze to your thumb. That back leg is still strong. Bring your hand back down onto the mat. Dropping that back foot down at a 45-degree angle. Keeping that front knee bent. We're going to lift our hands up to the sky and helicopter them out to the other side into Warrior Two. So again, making sure that your knee is in line with your ankle. Your heels are in line with each other. Strong legs here, strong core. Your back is straight. Your arms are extended, shooting energy out of those fingertips. Just breathe. Inhale, dropping that right hand down, flipping your left palm over and extending it overhead into reverse warrior. Inhale, helicopter those hands back onto the mat, bringing that foot facing the front of the mat. We're going to start to lift that back leg up. So keep this front knee slightly bent as we start to lift up that back leg. You can flex this foot here if you'd like to make it into a more engaged pose, or you can keep your foot straight. Inhale, and just breathe. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, drop that back foot down onto the mat. Bring your knee down onto the mat and just making sure that that leg is extended out behind you. We're going to heel toe this left foot so that your leg is more parallel to the front of your mat to bring us into pigeon pose. So dropping that knee down, making sure that that back leg is straight behind you. Your hips are square onto the mat, so they're not tilting more to one side or the other. If they are, you can always use a blanket just to place underneath so that you're more grounded and your hips are more square. Keeping your hands on just the outside of your knees here. Take an inhale, lengthen that spine. Exhale, start to lower that chest down onto the mat. Inhale, push yourself back up. Your spine is straight. Exhale, start to lower yourself down. Inhale, lifting with that chest. Your heart is open. Exhale, lower yourself down. From here, you can bring your hands now, just resting underneath your forehead if you'd like. You can take your fists and put them on top of each other to rest your forehead. Or if you want to go deeper, you can come all the way down and rest your forehead onto flat hands. Or you can remain up here. Again, just do what feels good to you. If it doesn't feel good to come all the way down, then don't do it. Just enjoy this nice hip opening stretch here. And just release. Focusing on your breath here. Start to lift yourself back up. Bring your left foot to meet your right into a plank position. Rolling over onto your toes. Bring yourself slightly forward. We're going to take a nice vinyasa flow here. Start to lower yourself down into a half push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. This time we're extending the right leg up to the sky. Inhale, right leg comes up. Exhale, bring that foot in between your two hands, dropping that back knee down. Again, thinking of using your core to lift yourself up. Inhale, bring your hands up to the sky, making sure that your knee is in line with your ankle. Inhale, exhale, twist over to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale, twisting over to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, back to center. Dropping our hands down onto the mat. Straighten that front leg. Flexing that right foot. And pushing those hips back into a little runner stretch here. Really go as far as your body wants you to here. Okay, so we're not overstretching. We just want to get a nice stretch to release those tight hamstrings, those tight calf muscles. Our chest is resting onto our thigh. Inhale, bringing that front knee forward, extending that back leg and tucking that back toe under. Start to bring it a little bit closer to that right foot. Now straighten out that front leg into pyramid pose. You can bring that back foot as close as you can, so you can close that gap between the 2 feet, depending on how far you want to bring your stretch or how far you can comfortably bring this stretch. So always feel like you could modify where the feet are. And just breathe through this nice stretch. Now bringing that back foot at a 45-degree angle. Bending that front knee. We're going to lift ourselves up. Helicopter those arms to either side of us. into warrior two. Again, making sure that everything is in line. Your heels are in line with one another. Your back is straight. Your arms are nice and strong. Your legs are strong here. Your core is tight. Inhale, flip that right palm over. Bringing it overhead into reverse warrior. Inhale back to warrior two, helicoptering those arms, bringing your hands down onto the mat, bringing your foot, your right foot facing the front of the mat. We're going to start to lift that back leg. So remember, you're going to keep that front knee slightly bent here to lift that back leg into warrior three. Keep your balance here. Keep your gaze right in front of you. Inhale. Exhale, drop that back foot down. Coming down onto your knee and extending that leg right behind you. We're going to heel toe your right foot now so that it becomes parallel to the front of your mat. Dropping that knee down into a nice pigeon pose here. Again, making sure that your hips are square and that they're in level with one another. Maybe you want to rock side to side a little bit just to kind of adjust your hips here. Again, just doing what feels good to you here. So inhale, we're going to lengthen that spine. Exhale, we're going to bring our chest forward, dropping it down to the mat. Inhale, pushing into those hands, extending that spine straight, nice and tall. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, lifting with your heart. Exhale, lower it down. Bringing your hands now. Again, bring this pigeon pose to what works for you. You could stack your hands and your wrists on top of one another. You can leave your hands down flat onto the mat and bring your head down onto the mat. You can keep sitting up and just enjoy the nice stretch with your spine extended. Completely up to you. It doesn't matter. It's what feels good for you in this moment. You might find that one side is more tighter than the other. And that's okay, and that's completely normal. But really tune into how your body is feeling as you're moving through these poses. So just take a minute, enjoy this stretch, but also tune into how your body feels. Do you need to adjust? You can always bring that your heel a little bit closer to your hip if you need. Just really adjust the pose so that it makes you feel good. It's a feel good flow. Bringing your hands now back onto the mat if they're not there right now. Bringing that right leg to meet your left into a plank pose. We're going to take our last vinyasa for the class today. Start to roll onto your toes. Just extending slightly over your shoulders here. Exhale, start to lower down into chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Just take a minute here to catch your breath. Again, just tune into how your body's feeling right now. Legs stretched out both sides of the hips. How do they feel? Start to slowly walk your feet to the top of the mat. Start to roll yourself slowly, slowly, slowly back into a standing position. Bringing your hands open into mountain pose. Just take a second here and feel the strength in this pose. Your feet are grounded into the earth beneath you. Your crown is reaching towards the ceiling. Your heart is open to bring in all the positive energy that you need for your day. Bringing your hands to heart center. Start to slowly walk your feet about mat width apart here. And start to sink your hips down into a squat. Using your elbows to open up those knees. And just breathe. Bringing your hands now just slightly behind you, resting them on the mat. Bringing your bottom onto the mat and making sure that you're in the center. Keeping your hands facing forward onto the mat. Start to lift your legs at a 90-degree angle. Bringing your spine at a 45-degree angle into boat pose. Keeping your chest open, your spine is straight. Now you can keep your hands here, or you can extend them out on either side of you. Or if you really want to deepen the challenge here, you can extend those legs up. Feel the shake, feel the burn. Completely up to you, how you choose to do this pose here. So many variations, and they're all same benefits. So just go with what your body's telling you today. Dropping your hands down, dropping your legs down. Shift slightly forward and roll down onto your back, slowly, slowly, slowly. Bringing your heels just a little bit closer to your bottom here. We're going to lift ourselves up into a bridge. And we're going to take that right leg and we're going to extend it up towards the sky. We're going to take an inhale, start to lower that leg, but just so it's in line with your left knee here, not any lower. Exhale, bring it back up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, bring that leg up. Toes are pointed towards the sky. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift it up. Making sure that your shoulders are both on the mat. Exhale, back up. One more time. Inhale, lower. Exhale it back up. Drop that foot down. Do not release. We're going to bring our left leg up to the sky now. Inhale, lower. Exhale, bring it up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, bring it up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, bring it up. And drop that foot down onto the mat. Slowly start to lower your spine, one vertebrae at a time, onto the mat. Bringing the soles of your feet together to touch. Bringing your knees wide open into a bound angle pose here. Bring your hands onto your belly. And just get comfortable here for a minute. Focusing your energy onto your breath. Connecting back to your breath. Back to this present moment. Feel the rise and fall of your belly underneath your hands. Bringing Bringing your knees together, rolling over onto your side. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Pushing into your hand and bringing yourself into a seated position. Take a deep inhale, lifting your hands up to the sky. Bringing your palms together. Exhale, bringing your hands to heart center. And just thanking yourself for taking the time to feel good for the last 30 minutes. I hope you enjoyed today's class. And we're going to end our class with a forward bend here. Namaste. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that class today. See you next time.